For those of us who could not wait for season 2 of Squid Game, Netflix has brought us a reality competition based on the show with a $4.56 million cash prize, the biggest in game show history. Let's talk about Squid Game, the challenge. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the new Netflix series Squid Game, the Challenge. This is obviously based on the South Korean show Squid Game, a huge hit. In fact, if memory serves, it is the most watched show in Netflix history, both worldwide and in the U.S., which is interesting because it's a foreign show. And of course, you could have watched it with the dubbing. But yeah, I mean, it has beat Stranger Things and Wednesday and all these things that we think of when we think about, the biggest hits on Netflix. No, Squid Game beats them all. And, we're not going to get season 2 till 2024, probably, maybe even 2025. But until then, we have this game show where 456 real people, now they don't get murdered, of course, but they do get eliminated, and they are trying to win this huge jackpot. So before I launch into the specifics here, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. Movie and TV reviews is what I do here on the channel, so please consider subscribing. I do try to drop new videos just about every day, so always a lot to check out. And just like this video, if you don't want to subscribe or comment below, all that stuff does, of course, help the channel out. All right, so Squid Game, obviously, a big hit. I was a fan. And this is a, direct version of it. The first couple episodes are, game for game what they do in Squid Game. But there is 10 episodes total of this show, and Netflix is doing that thing that they've started doing with certain reality shows. Love is Blind, I think they did it with, and there's been a few where they will drop the episodes in batches, so you don't have all 10 at the same time, or 8, or whatever it is. So here, they dropped 5 episodes the week of Thanksgiving. They dropped another 4 episodes this week that I'm recording, which I've not seen yet. I think they just dropped today. And then December 6th, we'll have the 1 episode finale, the episode 10. So that's when we'll find everything out. So this review is going to be based on those first 5 episodes. That's what I've watched so far. But, like Squid Game itself, 456 people is obviously a lot of characters to keep track of. So, what the show did was, kind of focus in on the main character and then, a handful of others along the way. So here, they eliminate, I don't know, about 100 just with that first game, red light, green light. So there's a lot that we just don't even need to know about right off the bat. But, they focus in on different cliques and different, sets of people and different solo people. But like the original show, everyone has a number. So most people, yes, we when they're in their little interview pod, they flash their name on the board, or on the screen. But for most of the show, people are referred to by numbers. And so it's easier to remember, oh, okay, this is number, whatever, as opposed to so many people, with different names. And obviously there's some people with the same name if you have 456. But so it's interesting about this show because I think it kind of represents everything that Squid Game, the original show, sort of was rallying against or was lampooning, which is things like, these competition shows, capitalism, greed, all of that kind of stuff. And it's all on display here. And that I think, is part and parcel with what a reality version of Squid Game would look like. There's no other way to really do it, other than to kind of do what they were lampooning in the original show. But unlike, when I think about Hunger Games, like Hunger Games, if they were to do that as a reality show, where again, obviously they wouldn't kill people, but that is a show that within the world of Hunger Games, the world was watching. Everyone in Pan Am watched the Hunger Games. Squid Game, if I'm remembering this right, because it's been a few years, it was just sort of the very, very rich that were watching these. It wasn't like it was televised for everybody, if I'm remembering that right. So, it was just this elite group, that got to see, okay, what happens to these people. Whereas this is, I guess, more sort of Hunger Games-esque because everybody can watch. But the setup is basically the same. You have these mysterious figures with hoods over their heads with little circles or triangles or whatever, that talk in sort of decoded voices, and then all of the people have these different games. But obviously, if you go game for game from the show, it gets a little monotonous, or what's coming. So the first two are the same, which is red light, green light, and then the competition with the shapes, where you like dig the shapes out of the cookie or whatever. Although even that one, I was like, everybody's just gonna lick the cookie like they did in the show, and that's exactly basically what happened. Some people did try to, do it, but so they then veered off, and so the third episode is a different game entirely. I won't say what game it is, and there's also cliffhangers at the end of each episode where it's like they announce the game, the next game or whatever. But then episodes 4 and 5, there are no like kids games. It's more of just mind games, and okay, this person's going to eliminate this person. We get to know the cliques a little bit more. So episodes 4 and 5 is when we really get to know some of the competitors, which makes sense because at that point we're down to like less than 200 or so, and then by the end of the fifth episode we're down to, I don't know, I think 80 or something. So they're obviously dwindling down quickly, as we need to for this show. But yeah, it's like any kind of Survivor or Amazing Race type of show where cliques are going to be formed. Well, Amazing Race, I guess, is a little different, but like Survivor, cliques are going to be formed. We're going to get to know people through their little interview clips, and the producers are going to sort of create villains and heroes from their editing and all of that. And of course, some of that stuff is true, I'm sure, from the personalities, but it's also shaped a little bit, so we have a narrative, to watch. So look, the bottom line is, okay, this may be sort of addressing, or showing us every single thing that the original Squid Game, was lampooning and sort of bashing, but boy, it's damn fun to watch, and of course, no one's getting really murdered. And as a game show fan, it's pretty exciting that there's a $4.5 million prize on the table. It's $10,000, or I think I did the math right, right? $10,000 for every person that gets eliminated. So when you eliminate 456 people, you have $4.56 million for the prize. I remember when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire came on, and that was like a big deal. Oh, $1 million prize! But this is huge. I mean, if you take all of Ken Jennings' winnings over the years on Jeopardy, I think it still only comes to about $2.5 million. So even with all of those tournaments and stuff, no, this is one big prize for one person. $4.5 million. It's pretty cool, honestly. I give Squid Game the Challenge a B+. I think certainly it's not as good as the original, but it will be nice to tide us over till season 2. All right, thank you for watching Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time.